Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan, and today we're going to be checking out the Masters of the Universe Origins Trapjaw. More specifically, inspired by his original mini-comics appearance. That's why he's yellow and silver. Weird look for the guy, but cool that we're getting him in this vintage style. So let's check him out. Of course, he does come on that standard Origins blister card that is reminiscent of the vintage line. Since it's coming out in the year 2022, we also have the 40th anniversary embossed sticker thing up there in the corner, which is really cool. Also worth noting with mine, I have the trilingual packaging. This seems to be what places online like Big Bad Toy Store are shipping. That's where mine came from. If you're finding this in the stores, you likely don't have the trilingual text on there. One of the downsides is that the included mini comic will have no words in it, so that's a bit of a bummer. But otherwise, the packaging is exactly the same. As we rotate it around to the backside, we have some beautiful artwork up on the top of this version of Trapjaw doing battle with He-Man on the Jaw Bridge of Castle Grayskull. Amazing artwork. And then we've got a cross-cell there, which shows the other figures in the wave, as well as our action feature callouts, letting you know that his jaw opens and closes, and you can swap those weapons just like on your standard Trapjaw. So why don't we go ahead and get this guy opened up to get a closer look at him. All right, we got our mini comics version of Trapjaw outside of the packaging. Bringing in the tape measure, you can see he stands just shy of 6 inches tall, so exactly what you would expect from the figures in this line. Now, this is inspired by some of the early artwork in the mini comics of Trapjaw, where he looked completely different than the vintage action figure and how we're used to seeing him. He's got this yellowish green skin, he's got bright silver mechanical pieces, just a really different look overall. And one thing that's cool about this is he is not just a simple repaint of the Origins Trapjaw. Obviously some of these parts are from the same figure, just repainted, but you'll notice that he's got the more standard He-Man style body here, with the arm and the legs with the boots, rather than the more mechanical looking boots and everything that we got on Trapjaw there, the first release of Trapjaw. So they are very different, and I guess we can go ahead and do a comparison time with those two figures right now, because you need to see what these guys look like side by side. I think it's crucial to know the difference between these two figures. Now, a lot of this stuff is still the same, like it's still the same head sculpt from that first release of Trapjaw, just this time around with the different colors, like the silver jaw there, still opens and closes, which is very nice. One thing I will say is that if we were meant to get a little bit more accurate, that helmet isn't the way it looked. It should actually have like some points on the sides and everything there. So, reusing that other Trapjaw head makes him not quite accurate to the comics. We've got the silver version of the arm there, and this functions the same way. You can see we've got all the interchangeable parts, so we've got the blaster, and we can hang these all off of his belt as well. So you can change out the blaster for the hook, or you can remove the hook and we can put the claw in there, exactly the same as the other Trapjaw. And again, they've all got those little hooks there, so you can hang the extra pieces on his belt for a way to store them. Now, the belt is another thing we should talk about, because again, this belt here is just a silver version of the Trapjaw belt that we already got on the basic figure, but it's worth mentioning, if this was more accurate, there should be a different logo on here. It wasn't the skull and crossbones, so that should be a little bit different. But again, I get Mattel just reusing the parts. Definitely makes it a little bit easier there. So articulation, still exactly what you would expect with this guy. Has the interchangeable ball jointed head there, has the arms that you can pop out of the sockets. You can even pop the mechanical arm out of socket, which is really nice, just like on the other version of Trapjaw there. Bend at the elbow, swivel at the elbow, swivel at the wrist, hinge at the wrist. You got the waist turn there. The legs are on the ball hinges. They can go outwards, forwards, backwards, swivel at the knee, bend at the knee, swivel at the boot cut, and then the ankles move forwards, backwards, rock side to side. All the articulation is nice and tight and exactly what you guys have come to expect from the Origins lineup. And since he's got those interchangeable parts that I already showed you, those are the only accessories that we've got with this figure. So I want to go ahead and do this another comparison time, because we did get this mini comics version of Trapjaw in the Classics line, and I feel like it's important to show these side by side. The Classics version actually got the belt and the helmet correct, so you can see the difference there. But the Classics version didn't have an opening and closing jaw, so there's a win for Origins when it comes to that. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the mini comics version of Trapjaw. This line is filled with simple repaints from time to time, but I do love that they do things like this. And I love that we're getting all these weird mini comics versions of these characters. There's some inaccuracies, but all in all, this is still a really nice figure, and I will say he's definitely better than the Naked Stratos mini comics figure that we got in this line. So I feel like this one is an improvement over that. So this particular figure is part of a wave that has already hit retail stores. I got mine through BigBadToyStore.com. So happy hunting, my friends, and until next time.